12 o'clock, so we got about 30 minutes before we need to get out there. Some key points here. First of all, congratulations, guys, on getting to the state finals. All right, that's unbelievable. A lot of hard work pays off.
I'm busy that weekend.
You're busy that weekend. Yeah, so am I. I'm going to be refereeing a football game. I don't know what you're going to be doing. So congratulations on the state finals. Now, that being said, I've had the experience of going out and observing crews on this weekend, this very weekend, this third round weekend, quarterfinals, after they found out that they've gotten to the state finals. Okay? And I've seen some crews really kind of tank it because now that they know they're going, so they lose that level of concentration that is needed, it's required. We still need to keep our level right where, like, we don't know what we're doing, because remember, Danny says that Mr. Ganaway has penciled in for a game on Friday. Well, that pencil on the other end, as we all know, has an eraser on it. So, not that I anticipate anything like that happening, we still need to maintain our concentration and our focus. We cannot have what I call the state final letdown. Okay, guys? We need to be on top of it, and we need to continue with the same level of officiating and concentration that we've had from the get-go. So we'll be good there. All right, next point. Today's weather. It's going to be cold and windy, and possibly a little wet. There might be some rain or snow showers mixed in. Right now, it's not too bad. The sun was out, actually. But it's still cold, it's still wet. Let's work on ball mechanics, okay? If we've got a wet field, we've got a muddy field, we got to get, if we can get the balls, I'm going to tell the coaches that they can get the balls in and out as long as we're not delaying the game, just like we've done all year on the ball mechanics. Speaking of field conditions, guys, walk the field. You're going to find the bad spots. There's going to be some pretty bad spots on this field. Just know that it's going to be muddy, it's going to be wet, it's going to be sloppy. This is our first game on grass in a long time. We've had turf games, I think, the last 5 weeks.
5 weeks, yes.
So it's our first game back on grass, and just be aware of that, and be aware what grass can do, what it does as the field is mud and wet and other things. Also, cleats and spikes.
Yeah.
I got a phone call last night about figuring out what cleats can be used by a particular team. I will say this. You know, the rules are very clear, and we've got our little notch to check. But anything, I told them I didn't want to hear anything about 3/4 inch spikes, okay? Because that's been in the news lately, 3/4 inch spikes. So I didn't want to hear anything about 3/4 inch spikes. Anything else, I'm not going to worry about. We're not going to go looking for spikes. Wings. If somebody asked you about spikes, say we did spot checks at the beginning of the game, and the ones we spot checked were legal. Just diffuse this. Both teams are going to be wearing, the cleats. So this shouldn't be an issue, but if it comes up, just say we did some spot checks before the game, and the guys we checked were legal. They should be all right, though. I don't see it being a problem. One other thing I want to discuss, just kind of in the key points, I want to talk a little bit about the late hit last week that Jeff had in the first half. And I don't really want to necessarily talk about what the film showed or what. I want to talk about how we handled that. We've got myself, well, Jeff was the primary, I'm the secondary, because it was actually the run was just at the line of scrimmage, and you're the third, so you're coming in. I had him in, Jeff had him in, and you had him out. So you threw the flag. I think on that, let's discuss philosophy on that real quick. If that happens again, and then of course we got the film, and I showed you that the film showed that he was a little bit in. But we need to figure out how we're going to do that. We need to come together on that, don't we?
Yes.
We need to pick that flag up.
Yes, we do.
If you and I both are strongly adamant about, hey, this guy was in bounds, Jeff. Are you sure you saw what you saw? Just like in basketball, you know, you come in and Jeff, are you sure you have it? And if you go, well, you know, I thought, or okay, you thought, well, or whatever, then we need to next time if that happens, and we know that it's not, we need to talk. I think we kind of brushed that one off last week, and it really didn't. It didn't affect, because the next play was the end of the half, so it really didn't have no effect on the game. But I think we need to slow that one down, and we need to talk about it, so that way we get it right, because that's the whole goal, is to get it right.
Because we can't go into the locker room with
a discussion of what happened. We need to say on the field that this is what you saw, this is what you saw. Because if you guys would have came right to me and said, he was clearly in, I would have thrown, I had no problem.
Yeah. We understand, that's from a philosophy standpoint, whether it was or wasn't, I don't really care about that anymore. I just want to talk about if somebody has knowledge, and it's not just on out of bounds plays or like clock blocks in the back, DPI, especially when there's dual coverage between the wings and the back judge. If you've got something different and you've got knowledge, we need to talk about it. And that's not to say that the flag is going to be picked up, but we need to make sure that we're discussing anything that is important, so that way we get it right, because that's the goal, is to get it right. So is everybody cool on that?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Don't have any ego over flag if someone is trying to bail you out with a better view. Just go with, if someone has a definitive argument about a flag, whether it be someone turning into a block in the back, and you saw maybe it turned into, talk about it. Okay? Tim, you're absolutely right. So let's just take our time. We got all day. Let's not be in a rush. So slow it down.
So that's kind of just the key points for today. Let's do a mechanics review real quick. Basically, kickoff, we're real going to kick off, start at the pylon as usual, and if you need to move up because of conditions or kickers, then do so. But we're going to start at the pylon, both of us at the pylon. You guys are good with all your normal mechanics. Any questions there? No one onside.
I come up to the 40.
No one onside. You're gonna come up. You're gonna stay. You're gonna bounce.
Yep.
For no one onside, I'll move to the middle of the field.
Beanbag in hands, guys.
Beanbag in hands.
No first touching.
No one onside. No clock status. We'll get to that in a minute. Field goal and try. We're real good on that. Remember, wings. You see my back. You go under, and I'll be very deliberate. If we've got a field goal attempt on a fourth down, we usually try to find out what is going on before I blow it ready for play. And I don't give an extraordinary amount of time, but I want to kind of get a sense of what's going on, so it gives us a chance to move in position to officiate. So if I get a sense that they're going to kick, then I'll make sure if you see my back, you're getting underneath, and you should have plenty of time to do so.
Got it.
Outside the 25-yard line, it's Jeff by himself. But I wanted to discuss something with you guys. Outside the 25-yard line to win the game. This is the field goal that's going to win the game if they make it. What is your theory on that? What do you think?
Well, if there's like 3 seconds to go in the game.
Right, there's 3
it's
seconds
a
to
mercy
go in
kick.
the game, and it could be a 40. I mean, we got a win today where a 40-yard kick may
I have
be
no problem sending
possible.
200. We just have to slow it down that way the guy can get down there in
Right.
position, not hurry.
Right. I mean, but you guys, what do you guys think on that? I mean,
I
every other opportunity, it's Jeff by himself, but this kick is going to win the game.
I would love 2 guys underneath. I'm just my personal opinion. I don't like that mechanic anyway, but I would love it to win the game. I'd rather have 2 under than make me have to have a situation where the wind takes the ball somewhere and then I have to be kind of on the move trying to make that call. I would rather have 2. That's
Well,
my
there you
personal
hear it from
opinion.
our back judge, so we'll put 2 underneath.
So just if the kick is, like you said, there's under 5 seconds in the game, and this kick is to win the game, we'll put 2 underneath. That's the only if it's outside 25, that's the only time we'll do that.
Plus, Tim, those mechanics, the mechanics are a guideline. And
Right.
so, just like the 20-yard line on kickoffs. So if you feel that it's pertinent, we have 2 under, I'll stay over the ball, send one of our wings down, and we'll just, like you always do, we'll just go slow, and I'll wait for you to wave me off. And we'll just take our time, wait for them to get down there, that kind of thing.
That's key, that's key.
Now, let's discuss this real quick. What if we have clock is running and this is taking place? Is that could be the
timeout.
situation?
Referee timeout.
Well, clock is
you know
running.
what? If the clock is running and we're at 10 seconds,
That's
and then
different.
counting down, we may just have to go with you. If we can get somebody underneath, like if we see that they're going to kick and everybody's changing positions, then we could be running just at the same time they're running if it's that situation. And like I said, this will only be at the end of the game. I'm not even talking at the end of the half. This is at the end of the game to win the game, because I think that's huge. I think this is going to be it, and we need to have 2 people underneath.
Good deal.
The only comment I want to make on that is, if we are in fact going to run in position, Denny, you have to make sure we're in position before they snap that ball. We don't want to have a wing official, but we can't have a wing official in the end zone, right, going towards the upright.
If they're going to kick like a 50-yarder, something that just really is not a makeable kick in high school, then we won't be in Chinese fire drill.
Exactly.
We'll stay at home. But if
That's-
we're talking like a 30, our line of scrimmage is like the 30 to the 35,